Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, Carney's first federal budget to look at the Fed's spending plan and what's in it for Alberta. A memorial for Ali. Family identifies the 5-year-old boy who was hit and killed by an SUV. And security screening, testing a new method to prevent hospital patients from carrying weapons.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
This afternoon, the federal Liberals tabled its first budget under Prime Minister Mark Carney. The PM promised an austerity budget, while the federal finance minister said it offers generational investments. The $581 billion budget increases Canada's deficit from $51.7 billion last year to $78.3 billion in 2025-26. CTV's Brendan Purdy joins us in studio now. So, Brendan, what are some of the key highlights for Alberta in today's budget?
Well, Matt, the feds have earmarked $280 billion over 5 years for capital investments, a chunk of that falling under the Build Communities Strong Fund. $51 billion over a decade will target local infrastructure projects. One major point for Albertans comes in the oil and gas sector, with tax credit commitments, including the extension of full credit rates for carbon capture, utilization, and storage, plus a clean electricity tax credit. The budget states the deployment at scale of technologies such as carbon capture and storage would create the circumstances whereby the oil and gas emissions cap would no longer be required.
The idea that somehow there's a chance here to try and help the oil and gas industry is recognition, of course, that it is very important to the Canadian economy. And if I can't deliver pipelines, then I'm at least going to deliver things that will help try and stimulate investment in a key sector within the Western economy. And if that does anything to try and boost the local initiatives and spending opportunities, that's fantastic.
The budget also outlining $110 billion over 5 years for regional economic development initiatives, something the local business community endorses.
Yes, while the deficit is growing, we are still encouraged by this budget because ultimately this spending is really encouraging to make sure that the business community is growing.
A large chunk of funding has also been laid out for defense and security, $81.8 billion over half a decade to rebuild, rearm, and reinvest in the Canadian military. Now, we've talked a lot about spending, but how about cuts? The feds are looking to reduce $60 billion in government spending over the next 5 years, including 28,000 public service job cuts by 2028-29. We'll also be hearing from our province's finance minister within the next hour. Matt?
All right, Brendan Purdy live in studio tonight. Thank you. Family has identified the 5-year-old boy killed after being struck by a vehicle in northeast Edmonton. Ali Saeed Abu Al-Hassan died in hospital yesterday. Police say he was running on a sidewalk around 10 a.m. Monday when he fell and was hit by an SUV pulling out of a residential complex. People who saw what happened say it will stay with them for the rest of their lives.
The boy is very bad. He's so cute. I'm so sorry for the mom.
I feel so sorry for the loss, and my prayer to the kiddo who lost theirs.
The Major Collisions Unit is investigating and does not believe speed or alcohol were factors. The 25-year-old driver has not been charged. Edmonton Police and Fire are asking for your help as 8 suspicious house fires are being investigated as arson. All of them happened at infill homes under construction over the past 6 weeks, resulting in millions of dollars in damage. CTV's Evan Kenny reports.
Destroying people's homes, impacting people's livelihoods, and holding neighborhoods in fear is not acceptable.
Edmonton's new mayor, alongside the fire chief and a senior police officer, are facing a familiar problem in the city. Several fires, all at infill sites since September, are being investigated as arsons.
It has not been confirmed whether these fires are all connected, though that is certainly something investigators are looking at.
And while it's not certain these fires are linked, Edmonton police do believe each fire was deliberately set.
We're allowing fire to do what they need to do when they first go in there to tackling the fire, and and then collecting the evidence, and then our arson investigators working alongside them to collect what evidence we would need to bring this before the courts.
Last week, police revealed they're investigating 4 house fires in the Strathcona and University areas. This past weekend, new builds were destroyed in Belgravia and Glenora. The fire chief has added 2 fire investigations in Highlands, making 8 suspicious infill fires since September.
Obviously, the activity in the last couple of weeks has focused on the 6, but in total, our stats identified 8 of this type of development. We've estimated in the region of $8 million for the 8 fires since September.
The officials are reassuring people that they're doing whatever can be done to stop the fires, including the business community.
Many people are still very eager to be part of that, but also we want to make sure that this specific issue is investigated appropriately and then responded to appropriately.
The city, fire, and police are meeting with Build Edmonton, a construction advocate group, tomorrow to discuss the infill fires. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
People living in a North Edmonton neighborhood say gunfire is becoming a problem. Video given to CTV News shows 2 people walking near the house while loud bangs can be heard. It happened just after 5 o'clock Monday morning. Police sealed off a home in the city's northwest. A neighbor says police have been there before.
There was some gun incident back in June. Yeah, definitely uneasing for the neighborhood. I have a 6 and a 4-year-old, so it makes it a little bit weary letting the kids out.
Police say no one was injured. Police want to speak with witnesses who scared off a person who was sexually assaulting a woman in Edmonton. Police say on Friday, August 22nd, a woman was walking near White Avenue and 107th Street when she was attacked from behind and sexually assaulted. The woman screamed and a car nearby stopped. The attacker ran off and the people inside the vehicle offered the woman a ride. Detectives would like to speak with the group inside of that vehicle in hopes they have information that could further their investigation. The city is switching to its winter compost collection schedule. Food scraps will be collected bi-weekly instead of weekly. The city says there's less yard waste and green bin smells during the colder months. To get your specific schedule, visit the city's website or download the WasteWise app. Eco stations are also operating on winter hours. They're now open Tuesday to Saturday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Well, Josh, we got our winter compost schedule before we got any actual snow around here. Sounds like that's about to change.
Yeah, tomorrow night into the first half of the day, Thursday, it is almost guaranteed that we will see some snow. The question is how much actually accumulates. We'll talk more about that in a couple of minutes. It was a beautiful day today, 7 degrees for a daytime high. We're at 6 in Edmonton right now, 5 south of the city at the International Airport. The wind has been pretty light. Temperatures are going to be up in the 5-6 degree range again tomorrow, but the wind will be the big difference. 4 degrees, the average daytime high, so a couple degrees above average again. Right around average this morning as we started the day at -4, and I think we'll be a handful of degrees below 0 again tomorrow. Take this sight in. This will be the last time in a while that we see clear skies across most of the province. Nice to see some sunshine today, but there is not a lot of sun in the forecast over the next couple of days. Now, it's just going to be windy and cloudy for most of the day tomorrow. Cloud cover starts to increase overnight tonight. We're already at about -2, -3 by mid to late this evening. Wind not bad. And then -6-ish tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy to start. Still just mostly cloudy around lunchtime and even into the early afternoon hours. It's around supper time that we get a chance of some showers. And then into the evening and the overnight period, some snow. And the wind will pick up as well around lunchtime and through the afternoon and evening hours. Gusts will be in the 30 to 40 kilometer per hour range. We'll talk about how much snow we might potentially see on the ground by the time we wake up Thursday morning and have a full 5 and 10 day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, detecting concealed weapons. Alberta Health Services wants to try out new security measures in a local hospital.
We have absolutely noticed the serious rise in incidents over the last 5 years.
Wednesday, the weather will be changing here in Edmonton. I'll be keeping a close eye on the forecast and have the very latest on when the snow will fly. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Alberta's finance minister is defending a decision to limit funds for recall petitions and citizen initiatives. 2 UCP MLAs are facing recall petitions, Demetrios Nicolaides and Angela Pitt. There are also 2 citizen initiatives underway, the Forever Canadian campaign and a campaign aimed at prohibiting public funds for charter schools. Alberta's chief electoral officer has asked for an additional $13.5 million for staff and resources to verify the petitions. A legislative committee with a UCP majority agreed to provide about $1.5 million.
I think they're speculating on the number of petitions that are coming forward. Since they haven't come yet, I don't see the need for any further funding until those applications come in and the cost of dealing with them is actually incurred.
Justice Minister Mickey Amery says no amendments or repeal of the Recall Act are being considered at this time. That same committee also voted against a contract extension for Alberta's Auditor General as he investigates the procurement of private surgical facilities at Alberta Health Services. Doug Wiley's 8-year contract is up at the end of April. He offered to stay on 2 more years, something turned down by the majority of committee members. The opposition NDP is criticizing the move, saying, quote, the government is cutting him off at the knees to protect their own political interests, end quote. Amery says there's no precedent in Alberta for an automatic renewal of the Auditor General's contract. He says he's confident a new Auditor General will continue the work Wiley is doing. A group of kids on board a school bus had to be checked out by paramedics after a rear-end collision in North Edmonton this morning. Edmonton police say the bus was on its way to Athlon School when some cars in front of it had to brake quickly. According to police, none of the 4 students on board were significantly hurt. The Royal Alexandra Hospital could soon see new safety measures in its emergency department. Alberta Health Services is planning to try out new weapons detection equipment. CTV's Gates Warren explains why.
A detector like this may be coming to Alberta hospitals. It's used to detect concealed weapons like guns and knives. It's all part of a proposed 2-year pilot project Alberta Health Services wants to try at the Royal Alexandra Hospital. In a statement, AHS says it's looking at enhanced security possibilities through the request for proposal process to further reduce the number of weapons entering the emergency department. The Health Sciences Association of Alberta says any added security is welcome.
We have dozens of incidents and injuries at Royal Alexandra Hospital every month. And that's a large urban hospital right in the center of Edmonton. And really, it can't be seen as normal. Like, this is not normal.
Hospitals in Windsor and Winnipeg already have these detectors in place. Winnipeg's Health Sciences Centre says over 1,600 items, including knives and blunt objects, have been detected since they were installed back in February. The company behind those detectors says the tech is bringing confidence back to hospital workers.
We're very pleased that we can deliver a solution that not only creates safer environments, but actually is not only keeping the hospital safe for the patients, but also for the caregivers too.
The proposal is still currently open, and Extract One plans on participating. The HSAA will be keeping a close eye on the pilot project with the hopes it will bring added safety measures.
We're going to watch closely. We don't know exactly. We're hoping it works as intended. We're fully support any measures that will increase the safety. Again, with these incidences rising continuously, it's becoming a real concern.
AHS says it will determine if any permanent equipment will be used for Alberta emergency departments in the future. Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
A local business says pistachios that were recalled due to possible salmonella contamination have been removed from its store. The recall was issued by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. It includes 4 flavors at Fresh Nuts in Northeast Edmonton. They were sold between April 8th and last Wednesday. The store says it has removed all of the pistachios that were listed in the recall. The store's owner says the possible contaminations fall with the distributor in Iran.
We roast the pistachio and all the nuts with more than 400 degrees, and if something like salmonella or something like this, it will be killed right away.
According to the CFIA, salmonella can be killed when food is cooked to a safe internal temperature. So far, no illnesses have been reported. Still to come tonight on CTV News, winner, winner. A man just outside of Edmonton cashes in a Lotto ticket worth $36 million.
I don't think it's quite set in yet, but I'm planning on going back to work right after this.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
One Albertan is $36 million richer after cashing in a Lotto 649 ticket. Stacey Boyce purchased the ticket in Hinton. He lives in Whitecourt and runs a logging truck business. He says he discovered the $36 million win while picking up propane.
First, I read it wrong. I thought it was $360,000. So I kind of put it back in my pocket and got out of there. And like she said, I forgot my propane bottles there, so I had to go back and get my propane. Then I rechecked it, counted the zeros behind it, and still pretty hard to believe.
Boyce says his first big purchase is most likely going to be a boat sometime next year. He says he wants to remain humble and invest wisely. He also says he will be back at work tomorrow. Josh, if I won $36 million, I love working with you, pal. If I won $36 million, the tires would be screeching in the parking lot straight out of here, I tell you.
If you won $36,000, we'd never see you again. Take a look outside right now. It's the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right over, it's free. Clear skies, 4 degrees in Edmonton after a high of 7 earlier this afternoon. -1, Fort McMurray, it's -2 in high level right now. -2 as well in Coronation as things have started to cool off fairly quickly. A little bit of thin cloud cover here in the northeast, but most of the province was under sunny skies through the day today. That changes as a low pressure system starts to sweep its way in from the southwest. So already by tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy here in the Edmonton area. Best chance for rain around supper time tomorrow remains south of Edmonton. There's a chance we have some showers around 5, 6 p.m., but it looks like most of this will be further to the south. Snow already starting up here in through the Grand Cache, Hinton, Edson areas. If it doesn't start as rain and then change over to snow, it's just flat out snow overnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So through the day tomorrow, the big story is going to be the wind, gusts 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. And then by the time you wake up Thursday morning, I think at least on grassy areas, I think there's a little bit of accumulation. Best bet's probably somewhere between 2 and maybe as much as 5 centimeters, although there is still a fair amount to be determined with how long it melts on contact before it starts to stack up. But I think on grassy areas, there's at least some accumulation by Thursday morning. Should start to break down and taper off by Thursday afternoon. And then there's actually another system. This one will be further south. But there's another system that could give us another set of flurries or maybe 1 or 2 centimeters on Friday. Better bet for snow Friday is going to be further to the south from Red Deer off to the south. Here's your heaviest band of snow in the dark blue zone. So as we said, there is some variability. Snowfall accumulations are going to drop off in a big way. It looks like south of Edmonton. We're on the edge of this system, but in this dark blue, purple zone, there might be 5 to 10 centimeters of snow by the end of the day Thursday in through some of those areas. -6 in Edmonton tomorrow morning, -9 in Fort McMurray, about -8 in Grand Prairie, and -7 for Red Deer. It'd be around the freezing mark or just slightly above in Fort McMurray. 4 degrees for Grand Prairie and about 3 in Cold Lake. Somewhere in the 3 or 4 degree range as well for Lloydminster, but 6s for Jasper and Red Deer with chances of some showers by late tomorrow afternoon in Red Deer. Here in the city, there you go. Light wind overnight tonight. Temperatures dropping to -6. By lunchtime and 4 p.m. we'll be in that 5, 6 degree range, but the gusts will pick up. Then a chance of some showers turning over to some snow through the evening and the overnight period. Midnight Friday, absolute final deadline in the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation's Mighty Millions Lottery. You can win the $2.5 million grand prize package. That's a luxury show home and $100,000 cash. Go to mightymillionsLottery.com. Driving conditions Thursday morning. Going to be a little dicey. Still some snow coming down. Roadways, they may not be snow covered, especially heavily trafficked ones, but they'll be slick and possibly icy in some areas. Could see a little more snow there on Friday, and then temperatures do warm up next week. We're back into the 2 to 6 degree range for highs Saturday, Sunday, and close to 10 by Monday.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Edmonton Oilers are looking to bounce back with a win tonight following last night's loss against the St. Louis Blues. The Oilers are in Dallas tonight to face the Stars. Edmonton led 2-0 last night, but gave up 3 straight goals in the final 24 minutes of their game against St. Louis. Stuart Skinner will start in goal tonight after Calvin Pickard had a turn last night. Tonight's game in Dallas begins at 6 o'clock. When we return, an 8-ender, a curler in her 80s, records the perfect score.
Got on the ice, and the curling gods were with me.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, CTV's David Owasik has a look back at the case of Leanna White. 20 years ago, the pregnant mother did not show up for work at the Royal Alexandra Hospital. In part 2 of the series, her husband's plea.
Just stay there, we'll find you. We will. I'll find you.
24 hours later, Michael White was charged with his wife's murder. The latest installment of the crime tapes on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Scoring an 8-ender is very rare in curling. A woman in her 80s picked up the perfect score at a club in Calgary. CTV's Glenn Campbell has her story.
Saunders has been curling for 50 years.
I love curling, the camaraderie, the challenge.
Recently, the 88-year-old skip and her team was up for the challenge. They did something most curlers never do. They scored an 8-ender.
Well, it wasn't planned, but after I seen 6 yellow stones, my mind was walking, and it walked.
Team Saunders is all the talk right now at the Garrison Curling Club, and rightly so. The odds of scoring an 8-under is very rare.
A hole-in-one, the odds are 1 in 12,000, and an 8-ender in curling is 1 in 120,000. So most people don't even come anywhere close to it.
The unbelievable part of this story is it's not the first 8-ender for Flo Volko. She also did it back in 1992 at a women's bonspiel in Banff. This time around, the 81-year-old was throwing skip stones for Team Saunders. She was shocked to have yet another 8-ender.
Because I had a pacemaker put in, and this was my first day back curling. No warm-up, no anything. I got on the ice, and the curling gods were with me.
Saunders says curling keeps her young, and she plans on playing for a little while longer.
Maybe 90. We hope a couple more years.
As for Volko, perhaps she should buy a lottery ticket.
People keep saying I did go buy one, but I didn't win.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.